Good evening, boys and girls, especially my Levi boys and girls. It is so good to see you again. This is Miss D. I have a special story for you that I read the other day, but I didn't read it to my Levi family. So this is a special edition just for you. And we have our furry friend here, our farm friend, that I am still trying to think of a name for. So this story is called I Am Perfectly Designed by Karamo Brown and his son Jason Brown, and it's illustrated by Anusha Saeed. So here goes, I Am Perfectly Designed. And there's the cover in case you wanted to purchase this book for your library. First, there was you, Dad. Then there was me. And now there is us. That's right, there is us. When you first saw me, you said, he is perfectly designed from his head to his toes. And I meant every word, still do. When I was a baby, I looked just like you. Only I had no hair and you had lots. Now it's the opposite. So true. The first thing I remember is being carried on your shoulders while you walked me all over the city. Remember that? I had such a big baby head. Indeed, but your big baby head was perfectly designed for you. When I was real little, I thought you could touch the moon. Remember that? We'd sit on the roof and reach for it. One day you'll be big enough to reach it yourself, but until then, it's perfectly fine to ask for help. Remember when we went as syrup and waffles for Halloween, Dad? Ha, I do. That was awesome. I wonder what we'll be this year. When I run in the park, jump in the park, climb trees in the park, and pretend I am a statue in the park, you remind me I am perfectly designed to explore the world. You are, and you always will be. Sometimes, Dad, when I get mad or sad or confused, you wrap me in your arms. I like that. Me too. And I remind you that you are perfectly designed and wonderful, no matter what you're feeling. Dad, when I grow up and leave home, will you miss me? Yes, very much. Will you go into my room and play with my race cars and stuffed animals? You know I will. Will you sit on the fire escape and feed the pigeons like we do in the summer? The pigeons and the sparrows. Will you remember our favorite moves? I will, and I'll invent some new ones too. Dad, Will you always think of me? Always. You know what, Dad? What? I will always remember walking through the city and sitting on your shoulders, and maybe when you're older and I'm taller, I can carry you on mine because we are perfectly designed for each other. That's right. The end, boys and girls. And then he has a little note for the readers. It says, Dear reader, it's always been a dream of mine to write a story inspired by the many lessons my father taught me. When I was growing up, anytime I felt fear or uncertainty, my father would remind me that I was perfectly designed. Knowing that at an early age really instilled self-love and confidence in me, which has been hard to find on my own. Now that I'm older, it's easier to walk with my head held up proudly. My father and I felt it was only right to give this message to you. We want readers to never forget that just being your natural self is perfect. It's beautiful in every sense. We know how hard it is to think otherwise, but you can't stop telling yourself this until you feel it. Like everything in life, it takes some time. But with repetition, you will learn to walk with your head held higher than the Eiffel Tower. And that's by Jason Brown, the son. That's exactly right, Karamo Brown. And this is a picture of the author and his son at an earlier age, which he didn't find out till many years later that he had this son. And this is them at the age now, at the present age. So boys and girls, I hope that you have enjoyed this awesome story called I Am Perfectly Designed. And I want you to always remember that you too are perfectly designed and you don't have to try to be like anybody else. Just always be your natural self. Okay, boys and girls, until next time with Storytime with Mrs. D, I will see you then. Enjoy this story and remember, read, read, read. Bye-bye now.